Hey guys, welcome back to another how-to video. Today I'm going to show you how to change your oil in your B58 engine. First thing that we're going to do is check what supplies we need to complete this task. First thing is engine oil and oil filter, jack stands and 17mm and a 32mm socket, shop rags, and also something to dump your oil into, and a small flathead screwdriver. Alright, so down here you got to just pull this latch twice. Now the first thing you want to do is pop off this cover. It's just held on by little tabs, so that was very easy. Okay, so as you can see, that is going to be our oil filter housing. So this is going to be a 32mm, so you gotta get your ratchet for that. And before we undo that, we're going to go down to the bottom of the car, so we're going to need our jack stand. Alright, so under here we have a jack point, so just make sure this jack hits that point and it picks up the car. Make sure your e-brake is on as well. Now that we have the car as high as we need it, we're going to put these jack stands underneath the car in the proper locations, so then the car doesn't accidentally fall on us with this jack stand. Alright, so now that your car is in the air on the jack stands, you want to make sure that the car is sturdy and not going to fall on you while you're underneath it. So before you start draining your oil, you want to undo your oil fill cap, and I just turn it a little bit and let it sit there. And then you want to locate your drain bolt. A lot of different cars have covers. This one did not on this 440i. Then you want to take your 17mm and crack the bolt loose. Make sure to use two hands. As you can tell, I am not, so I'm going to bust myself in the face. Also, you want to do this with warm oil, but my oil is extremely hot. That's why I'm burning my fingers over and over again. But you just want to make sure you also have your thing that's going to catch your oil there handy. Now what I'm doing is putting rags around the oil filter housing to make sure there's no excess oil that drips into the engine bay when removing the oil filter. Now you want to put your big girthy 32mm socket in this very inconvenient spot to take off your oil filter housing. Next, you want to take your oil filter out of your oil filter housing. You just pull on it and then throw it on the ground. Then you want to take your flathead screwdriver to remove the gasket off the oil filter housing. Pretty much any oil filter you get for your B58 engine is going to come with three things. The first thing is going to be your oil filter. Now that you can see that there are two different sides to your oil filter, make sure the one with the little tabs on it go in the oil filter housing. And then once you hear it click, it should be secure. The next two things that are inside this box are going to be your gasket and also the copper washer that's going to be replaced on the oil drain bolt. Hands are still pretty oily from removing the drain bolt, so what I'm doing is just oiling up the gasket before I put it on the oil filter housing. After all that, you should be able to reinstall this back into your car. What I would recommend is putting this on with your hands and making sure there's a few threads to ensure that you do not cross thread anything. Then you can go at it with a ratchet. Now that that is secure, you can remove your old crush washer and then replace it with your brand new copper crush washer. And then it should be able to reinstall back into your car. Make sure to do this finger tight first and ensure that you do not cross thread anything, and use a torque wrench to make sure that you do not over tighten it. Being that I still pee all over the toilet seat, I'm going to use a funnel to dump the oil in. If I didn't, there would be oil everywhere. Anyways, I'm using Mobil 1 0W40 oil. BMW calls for 6.9 quarts of oil. I don't know why they don't just say 7, because I'm just putting in 7. Now that there's 7 quarts of oil, you can tighten up your cap, and then we can start lowering the car.
Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to reset your service interval. So you're going to go over here, hit your start button twice. Do not hit the brakes. This will just put it in accessory mode. So as you can see, it says I have 2,200 miles. That is messed with my service thing here. Okay, so over here in the corner I have the trip light. So what you want to do is hold that down and just keep holding it until, there we go. Now it says reset possible. So you want to hold it down again so then it can reset. It says, do you want to reset? And you let go, and you just hit it again and hold it down to confirm, and it says reset in process. Now as you can see, that was a successful reset.
Once you reset your oil light, go to vehicle info and then go to vehicle status. Once you're in there, then you can check your oil level. The way to do that is just click on engine oil level, and then it'll make sure that your car is in park or neutral and that your car is up to operating temperature. Once your car is up to operating temperature and also on level ground, the start measurement light will come on. Then you can click on it, and as you can see, I already pressed it and it says measuring oil level. Now I'm going to speed up the process here because it takes a little while, but as you can see, it puts the revs up a little bit over ground.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure if you like the video, give the video a big old thumbs up, and also hit the subscribe button. We do a lot of different things here. We build cars and whatnot, so just make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.